Okay, here's the last step. I'm having a little wonkiness in my Wi-Fi, so hopefully this will work. But right now we have each image is stored as a separate layer. Another way of saying that is that each layer is stored as a separate image. And what we want to do to create an RGB composite is get these three images stored in a single image so that we have essentially three bands in one image rather than three separate images, each with one band. Is that okay? So that's this last step, and I'm going to go over to here and copy this, and I'm going to now go over to here and paste it in. So right now we have three images with one band, and what we want to get out of this is one image with three bands. And so here's the container. We're going to create this change image, and we're going to use in image the method called add bands right here, add bands. So here's how it works. I'm going to say, here's one way to implement it. I'm going to say that we're going to take our B1 that we want as our first band. We want to use the red channel to show B1 because B1 represents 2013. Is that right? Yeah. So I'm going to say take B1 and then add bands, and go ahead and add B2, and then add bands B3. Is that fair? So this is going to be basically 2013, but I'm actually not going to comment this all out because this may change eventually. But there's B1, B2, B3. This is going to be the red channel. This is going to be RG, the green channel. And then this is going to be the blue channel. Is that fair in the sense that when we display this three-band image, we're going to use red, green, and blue to display the first, second, and third bands in the image. So now if I hit run here, it's going to get mad about this. So let me just comment that out. Let me run it again. And so now we've gone from our three separate images, each with one band, to one image with three bands. And if I go look at the bands, I've got 2013, 2003, and 1993 stored as essentially 1, 2, 3, even though it's a little confusing because the index always starts with 0 if it's the first one. So, but that's the idea. My first band, my second band, my third band. So let's go ahead and look at this. So I'm going to say, all right, I want to basically look at our change image, and I should be able to again use the viz parameter because remember I didn't define how I wanted the colors, and by default if it's a single image it's going to use a grayscale, but if it's a three-band image by default it's going to use RGB and basically additive color. So I think I should just be able to say viz there. And then here I can say, this is my change image. And then let's display it. Let's just say run at that point. And what we should get is that change image that we looked at in class and in the app, right? And so there it is. You've just made it. And if you want this to run a little bit faster as you kind of move around, no harm in just going ahead. You can double check it a little bit and make sure that this change image looks like it should. You can double check it against these if you'd like. Where if go ahead and double check it. So that's fine if you want to keep it on there. Alternatively, you could comment these out, but maybe it's wise to just keep those in there. Okay, so cool. You've made an RGB composite that uses additive color to look at changes across three different time moments in time. And then you've also written your script in a way that makes it fairly flexible. So let's say I wanted to focus on 2008 and 98 and just look at a 5-year interval rather than a 10-year. In theory, this should run, right? Because you've set it up where the only thing you have to do is change that. And now you can look at at changes over kind of this 10-year period. Is that right? Rather than the 20-year period at a 5-year interval rather than a 10-year interval. I'm just going to change it back because I think the tutorial, but that's just to kind of to show that that's just to show that that you can quickly now, because of the way that we've set up our script and the way that we're using a function, we have a lot of flexibility in writing a script that doesn't just deliver a product, but it delivers a way of analyzing a data set that we can then kind of use almost like a tool to explore a data set rather than just a tool to kick out one single product. Is that fair? So that's that. All right. Thanks.